As I've been talking to people online this past week, I've realized a lot of people are looking for a good basic source to learn some starting gardener information. And so I wanted to share with you my number one resource. And it's fairly simple. It's a book. I'm not a book person. I do not have very many books. I think I own one gardening book, this one, and I think I own a book on flower farming because I couldn't get it in the library. But this, The Vegetable Gardener's Bible by Edward C. Smith, is such a great resource that I can comfortably recommend it to all of you guys. I was actually gifted this book from someone else who found it invaluable for their garden, and I can say that the majority of the things that are discussed in this book are things that I can stand behind and I would recommend for other people to do as well. I'm here in Canada, but I do have hot, dry summers. So, you know, I have to deal with some heat issues as well as some cold weather issues, and I find that most of his tricks worked for me. How the book is structured is he gives some just quick basic overview of a lot of different ideas. He doesn't get into the nitty-gritty technical stuff, but he gives you enough information that you can start to understand the ideas that you need to know. And if there's stuff that you're interested in, you can go and get further resources. Here's a great example of what this book is like. You know, he talks about building raised beds. He's all about raised beds, which I'm personally not, but I can't fault him on that one. He tells you how to build a raised bed with a bunch of pictures and, you know, minimal writing, but there you go. Within 3 pages, he's showed you quickly how to do it. Obviously, if you've never used a drill before, you might need a little bit more detail, but yeah, he's very concise, but still clear. Before I made this video to recommend this book, I checked out some of the reviews to see what other people said about the book, and it seemed like everyone else really enjoyed it. Some people had issue with this book because it wasn't basic enough. They needed, you know, like an idiot's guide to gardening, and this isn't exactly that. If you need someone to tell you step by step how to completely do your garden, this book won't be it. This book will tell you step by step how to do the garden if you can read through it and absorb the information, but he's not laying out a beginner's garden plan and telling you step 1, step 2, step 3. So if you need just someone super clearly giving you a gardening plan, this isn't going to be the book for you. But I do feel comfortable telling someone who's never gardened before and doesn't know where to start that this is going to be an excellent resource for them. Other people complained against the book because they said it wasn't comprehensive, and I would agree with that complaint. If you are looking for, you know, the one book that gives you every detail about everything, this book isn't going to be it. This book is just going to give you the surface knowledge that you need to go out there and get started. It's not going to deep dive you through a soil science course. Like you're gonna need to get additional resources to that, but I'd say that is what I enjoyed the most about this book. You could sit down and read this book, which is full of like a million like nice pictures, and you can quickly get what you need to know without being overwhelmed. This doesn't read like a textbook. This reads like an enjoyable read. My absolute favorite part about the book is the fact that the first half, all this, is giving you the basic gardening info, and then this half of the book is broken down by every single vegetable, and it gives you all the information you need to know about that specific vegetable. So if you're going out there to plant carrots and you want to quickly get a refresher on what you need to know for planting carrots, you can flip to the carrot page, read it, it'll tell you how deep, what you want to keep an eye out for germination. You want to know how to thin carrots, it's all in there, it's listed. The back half of this book functions as a really great reference book in the way that lots of people have told me they would like a seed packet. So, you know, it's all there, it's all in one. This is a book you could take out into the garden and flip to get all the information that you want all in one place. I got this book in 2012 and I read it every year. Every winter I would do a refresher read on this book. I found that it would inspire me and it'd also make me think about things that I kind of had let fall to the wayside over the growing season. Every winter, you know, a quick read through this got me inspired and learning more. Every time I read this, there was something else that I picked up. And then the rest of the time, this book, you know, it's looking kind of like damaged and banged up. And that's because it lived in my bathroom. It was on the back of the toilet. Anytime I was in the bathroom and I had a minute to spare, I was flipping through this. I was reading it again. At this point, I don't need this book anymore. At this point, the knowledge has been digested enough. It's in there. I've been gardening and growing and read this book enough times that I've memorized what the planting depth for my plants are, and you know, just the basic knowledge that's in this book I have in me now. But even so, I'm not giving this book up. I'm keeping this because I do feel like it's something that from time to time I might flip back to. So if you just don't know where to start, there's lots of terms that you hear people talking about that are confusing to you, and you want to get some knowledge to kickstart your growing season, I highly recommend this book. I'm going to throw an Amazon link down below in the description of this video if you want to check it out. I feel that the book's worth every cent. So I can, with a safe conscience, recommend you to buy it. It's beginning of March and it's still pretty snowy out here. I was really hoping that I would maybe be able to start doing stuff outside, but it's looking like that is getting delayed still. So I do want to make a few videos here in the next couple days, kind of talking about some more basic gardening information. I know that, you know, sometimes I start throwing out terms and people just don't know what I'm talking about, and a lot of people are looking for gardening information on YouTube because they want to get started with their first garden. They're looking for the inspiration, they're looking for the help. So I'm going to try to do up a handful of videos with information that I personally find helpful, like stuff that when I speak to people in person, kind of the first handful of things that I recommend them to do. So I'm going to be doing up a few of those for this beginner garden series that I'm going to be doing, because snow. So yeah, if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe. What we are actually doing is we're starting a small scale farm. We're going to be growing vegetables here, as well as doing a bunch of homesteading type things. The thing that I love more than anything is getting people growing. I find growing food to be one of the most satisfying things I've ever done, and I highly recommend other people to try it too, because when I talk to other people, they say the same thing. They really were missing out on something before they started growing food for themselves. So if you have any good resources for beginning gardeners, let us know down below in the comments, or if you have this book, let me know what you guys think. Like, I love it. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye.